Wetland Board will come to order, and we'd like to welcome all present and anyone wishing to speak to any of the application. Please indicate so that you will have that opportunity. I'd like to introduce the staff first. To my left over here is Crystal Way at the computer. And Glenn over there, I can see him now. And I don't know who the other gentleman is, but the audience. I'd like to welcome Olivia and the VMRC staff, Mr. Reams, and you say your last name?
Burge.
Ma'am?
Burge.
Burge.
Yes, ma'am.
And to my left is Will Tolles, Cecil Little, Hunter Sled, Andy Ransom, and I'm Evan Revere. And with that said, I'll call the first applicant. Gordon Smith, please. Anyone here representing him?
That'll be Joey, and he may be joining us online.
Okay.
Joey, are you online with us?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Tell him to go ahead.
Go ahead, Joey.
Okay. So yeah, this is a request by Mr. Smith to build a revetment along the base of that roadway that leads into that little island, I like to call it, down there at the end of that point. He had originally applied to build a sill offshore, but after he got two quotes on what that would cost, he kind of tapped the brakes on that and applied on a separate application just to put revetment against the base of that roadway. So that's how we got here.
Said all he has, okay, is,
Yes, I'm just here if you got any questions, you can let me know. But that was kind of just why he's applying for this particular area to have a revetment on it. And the other part of it is, as you guys probably noticed when you went down there, the other portion of this roadway also has a revetment against the base as well. So.
anyone on the board have any comments they want to make or add?
I don't have any problem.
Olivia, do you feel everything's complete?
Yes, ma'am. We have a complete application, and Joey has put some effort into addressing some saltbush impacts that VMRC had pointed out. So he has mitigated for any destruction of those saltbush with the planting of an equal amount. Actually, I think he's over by one. So we have no issues.
VMRC, Ms. Reams, and
VMRC has no comment on this
I'm
project.
sorry,
VMRC has no additional comments on this project.
it's awfully hard to hear.
We have no additional comments.
No comments?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no comments. I don't know what's wrong with you. You ever had it bounces? You can't
Yeah.
hardly hear it.
What'd you say?
He's like the TV now. He knows he's close enough, see, that I might have to move an inch or two to reach it. No further comments. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
Yeah, I move to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. Okay. Okay. Next on the agenda is Keith Calabac. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Keith.
Yeah, that.
Well, is someone here representing them? Okay,
Yes, then, AJ Scott, Saltier Solutions. So this project is to just put, it's to install another groin into an existing groin field along Windmill Point. The campsites have experienced some, a fair amount of erosion over the last probably 6 to 9 months. And they were hoping to be able to just go ahead and try to do something to address that. With the layout of the existing groins that are there, I told them probably the best idea would be to just go ahead and put a groin right alongside of that pier. And then I also recommended that they put some sand fencing up against the existing dune that's up there to try to catch, any sand that might blow along that area there. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
okay. Olivia, do you have any?
Staff has no comment.
I'm sorry?
Staff has no comment.
Okay, staff has no comment. How about the Wetland Board? Do you all have any comments?
No.
BMRC?
No comment from VMRC
No
either.
Well, there's no comments, and I tell you, I failed to read the ad too. I apologize for that, but, do I hear, a motion on this, please?
I move that the project be approved as it's presented.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, so approved and second. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. Okay. 5-0. Okay, the next one is West Irvington, LLC. Is someone here?
Good morning.
State your name, please.
My name is Sherry McDearman. I represent Mack Brothers LLC.
Okay, I will read the ad. West Irvington and Kia Brown McDermott, they're requesting permission to install 150 feet of riprap revetment and a living shoreline consisting of 115 feet of rock sill with 123 cubic yards of clean sand fill and with 1,760 square feet of wetlands vegetation plantings along the shoreline of Carter's Creek located off Virginia State Highway 634, King Carter Drive on Carter's Creek Road, tax map number 33-254 and 33-255. VMRC number 25-0594. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Basically, they're looking to clean up the revetment that is already there and add to that and install a living shoreline to protect the shoreline right there. They'll be placing it, which isn't your jurisdiction, but placing a dock with an L head to the left and a boat lift. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Is that all you?
Yes, ma'am. I
Olivia?
think I've covered it.
Staff has no comments.
No comments. BMRC?
Staff has no comments.
No comments.
No comment.
Okay, how about the board? And
I have no complaints.
what's that?
I have no complaints.
Okay, well, with that, I'd like to entertain.
Madam Chairwoman, we need to ask if there's anyone in the audience who wishes to speak.
Ma'am?
We need to ask if there's anyone in the audience or online that wishes to speak.
Oh, yes, well, anyone in the audience that wishes to. Okay, no one online, no one, okay, with that, I entertain a motion, please.
I'll move to approve as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, so motion made and second. Do I hear a show of hands, please? Okey-doke, 5-0.
Thank you.
Okey-dokey. The next one on the list is Vincent and Renee Palladino. Am I saying that correctly? Okay, someone here to represent them?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm Jeff Corbin with Native Shorelines, and I'm the agent for the Palladinos.
I'd like to read the ad, please. Vincent and Renee Palladino, in care of Jeff Corbin. He's requesting permission to install 84 linear feet of seal and 9 linear feet of return for a total 93 foot of living shoreline with 66 cubic yards of clean sand fill and 755 square feet of wetland plantings along the shoreline of Taylor Creek, located off Virginia State Highway 630, Taylor's Creek Road on Peak Road, tax map number 27-55C, BMRC number 25-0805. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, board, and thank you for coming out to the site earlier in the week. This is, I consider it a fairly straightforward living shoreline project. One of the issues that we did address based on the site visit when Brad and Olivia and the Virginia Institute of Marine Science were out there is we shifted the eastern end of the project to the west to avoid an existing patch of marsh grass. We are still impacting about 80 square feet of marsh grass, but we're creating about over 700 square feet of new marsh grass. Going about 8 feet offshore with a shallow water sill made of our quick reef material, filling it with clean sand, and planting it with marsh grass. So pretty cool. They want to do this. Everything else in the area is pretty much hardened, either bulkheaded or rip-wrapped, and they're doing a living shoreline. So I commend them for that. And that's about it. Pretty straightforward.
You have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't believe so, unless y'all have any questions.
Okay, Olivia?
Yes, ma'am. So VIMS provided you with a comment that you were provided with yesterday in an email, or 2 days ago in an email, and I've provided you with that hard copy today. Did everyone have time to review the VIMS comment?
Yes.
Are you satisfied?
Yes, Mr. Corbin has provided a response to that comment, and I feel that it's satisfactory, but I would like to hear what VMRC thinks, because they were out there as well.
We are accepting the revisions that Mr. Corbin made, and no further comments.
This, excuse me, this is just a matter of square footage difference, right?
Pardon me?
Matter of square footage difference. As a
Are you
rental.
asking me what is the square footage difference? Do you want to weigh in on that?
I forget exactly what it is. The square footage remained about the same because we shifted the whole project. We shortened it on one end, lengthened it on the other. I can't remember exactly. It may have shrunk by a couple dozen square feet, something like that.
Sir?
Yes, he's showing the 52 square feet of impacts, and then the 36 square feet where in the original drawing, you had some hardening structure crossing that. That has been removed, so that 36 square feet of impact was removed. So overall, it's not a loss, it's a net gain of vegetated wetlands.
Okay, so we don't have to have any exact footage.
We do, it's the 52 square feet is what Morgan estimated.
You can't say more or less, because more or less can be anything. So you have to be however many feet it is.
Yeah, I just don't recall. We sent the new numbers late yesterday to MRC. It's a small patch of grass about the size of that table that we are impacting.
If you look at your screen, you can see the numbers. They're on the screen right now. Let me go to the revision.
Yeah, I think those were the old numbers.
All right, these are the new numbers for the revision. So you see the 52 square feet. Brad had asked for that to be shown on the plan view, so you can actually see that on the plan view. And then if you look at the text on the left-hand side, he gives you the stats. So there was no increase in the linear feet advertised, so we're safe there. And it's less impact because it's an overall gain. And he has removed that 36 square feet that was being impacted on the upper right corner of that drawing.
As long as you're happy with it, that's what counts.
I think it satisfies the requirements of our ordinance and the state code.
Well, with that said, is anyone on the board wish to say anything?
Well, like her, I'm satisfied with it.
Huh?
I said, like her, I am satisfied with it.
Okay, anyone in the audience? Well, if not, I'll entertain a motion, please.
I'll move to approve it, the permit is submitted.
No, second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, signify by raising your right hand.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. The next one is the Hunting Association project,
This is Joey.
okay?
Yes, this project is mine. There's a Scott Solterra Solutions. This is basically the replacement of an existing deteriorating community pier. And it's pretty much going to go in the same footprint, except the LN is going to be enlarged to the maximum that the county now allows for private use pier. So that's really the only major difference.
Joey, I'm going to read the ad if you will, please. The Hunting
No problem.
The Hunting Association Incorporated, the care of Joey, they requesting permission to permission to replace existing 180 feet of community pier and 16 feet times 10 feet L end, and on the western branch of the Currituck River, located off 624 West Branch Road on Hunting Lane, tax map number 20H-1-18, BMRC number 25-0987. Go ahead, Joey.
Yes, so like I said, it was just going to be a replacement of an existing pier that's deteriorating there. And they are going to expand the LN to be 20 by 20, since that's what the county allows now, even though this is technically a community pier. It doesn't really need to go by the private use standards, but that's what they're going to use just to bump it up to a 20 by 20. So if you have any questions.
Olivia, I'll ask you first.
Okay, you are hearing this request because it's a community pier. If this was private, we wouldn't need to have it before the Wetlands Board, so that's why we're hearing it, and I have no comments.
You guys have any comment?
No, staff does not have any additional comments.
Okay, Wetland Board? Anyone in the audience? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve project as submitted.
Second.
It sure-
Motion's made and second. All in favor, signify by raising your right hand. Okay, we
Thank you.
thank you. Okay. With that said, that's the end of the applications. Do we have any other business?
Madam Chairwoman, I'd like to introduce our interns, if I may.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay, we have Nathan Meberg, who's our Wetlands Board intern for the summer. He prepared your PowerPoint presentation.
Would you stand, please, so people can recognize?
All right. And he's doing a great job for us. I'm teaching him how to generate the permits this afternoon after this meeting, and he's been generating our letters as well. So thank you. Kayshawn Davis. Kayshawn, can you stand so we can see you? Thanks. He is our intern also for the summer, and he's going to be doing some erosion and sediment control inspections for us, and a few other things that we need help with. So thank you, Kayshawn. And then we also have Seth Ruby, who is working with Glenn behind me. He is at Virginia Tech.
What's
And
his name?
Seth Ruby. Seth,
S-E-L-F?
S-E-T-H.
Oh.
I got that right.
S-E-H. Moody.
Ruby, R-U-B-Y.
Or U-B. I was just wondering if he was related to his grandfather. Okay, well, we appreciate all these guys do, and let me say, they're very wonderful to work with. I had the pleasure of going on the site visits. All of us did, and they are very nice to work with.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'd like for, everyone to know this. We're very fortunate to have these two to help Olivia. Okay, is there any other business?
Just the meeting minutes, and then I think we're good.
Okay, approval of minutes. Do I hear approval of minutes?
I move that minutes be approved.
Okay, minutes approved. Do I hear them?
I'll second.
Okay, second. Okay. Moved and second. 5-0. At this time, if there's no further business, I'll adjourn the Lancaster County Wetland Board.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
What's that?
I said, yes, thank you.